And now, Lifestyles Unlimited presents the Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Over the next hour, we unfold your map to financial freedom. You'll learn how to retire through investing in single-family and multifamily real estate. You'll learn how to create cash flow and build wealth so you can have the time and money to live the lifestyle you want.
Welcome to the show. My name is Al Gordon, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. It's another edition of Tell Al Tuesday, and I've asked Allan and Laurel to join me. Now, they've been on the show before, but a lot has happened since the last time that I've had them as my guest. As a matter of fact, their wealth has increased, their income has increased, and I think they might have gotten a couple of extra grandchildren, one or two extra grandchildren since the last time that I talked to them. So why do I bring that up? The reason I bring that up is because, well, first of all, you have to know that they're Lifestyles Unlimited members. They've been members for the past almost 8 years, and they have gone to work changing the trajectory of their life. What does that mean, changing the trajectory of their life? Well, before Lifestyles Unlimited, they were doing what many of you are doing for life. They were trading time for money. They were working really hard for an organization. As a matter of fact, Allan spent 35 years in the milk industry. Now, I think the milk industry is probably not as loyal as Allan is, but Allan gave 35 years of his life to the milk industry. And at the end of the day, he was starting to scratch his head and he was starting to look at Laurel and say, I'm not sure we can retire. I'm not sure that even though we've been saving 21% of all the money that we make, we've been stuffing money into a 401k, maybe we should go talk to our financial planner. Let's see what our financial planner has to say. Now, on that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Allan and Laurel onto the show because I want you to hear from their own lips what that financial planner told them. So with no further ado, Allan, Laurel, welcome back to the show. How you guys doing today?
Great. Thank you. Thanks for having us on the show.
Oh, it's a blast, man. I always have a good time with you guys. So did I set the stage correct? I mean, did I get any of the backstory wrong?
No, I think you got it right. Laurel, why don't you tell them about our meeting with our financial advisor? That was kind of a turning point for us in a good way.
In a good way. I had been listening to the real estate show for about a year, driving home on my way home from church. And I had even called in a couple of times and asked some questions. And we were saving 21% of our income, which is a lot. And our house was paid off, our cars were paid off. And because we're savers, and we met with our financial planner, and he said, he had the audacity to say, if you work a little longer, to Allan, and if you save a little more, I think I can work it out so that you will have enough money to retire and live until you're 84. You won't run out of money. And I was just so mad. I had been listening to the show, and we'd had some single-family rentals for years, and we knew that you got great tax benefits and plus a little bit of money. So we knew real estate was a great idea, but we didn't really know how it all fit in. But I had been listening to the radio and just went, okay, we are going to this 2-day presentation.
As soon as we heard the financial planner tell us that, we literally looked at each other and said, that plan stinks.
Yeah, because you could live to the age of 84 and not run out of money. And what happens if you live to the age of 85? Then what?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yep, that's a problem.
I think that's a problem that many Americans have. I mean, obviously, you guys had that problem. I had that problem. Just about everybody I know at Lifestyles Unlimited, they all had that problem. That's a dismal way to end your life, don't you think?
Yes, worrying about if you're going to have enough money. And now we don't worry about that.
So you have enough income coming in that it meets or exceeds your bills, plus you have enough income coming in addition to that you're pretty much living the lifestyle you've been wanting to live for a while.
We are. It's very gratifying to see the fruits of your labor, because this isn't just a get-rich-quick scheme. this is a get wealthy over time, and you learn how to invest properly. You learn how to handle not only your own money, but other people's money if you become a lead, and help them be successful as well. So it's extremely gratifying. We have gotten all of our children involved, and they are Lifestyles members and investors in multiple deals. Laurel's two brothers, and in fact, one of those brothers is also a lead, and he's done 3 deals. We've gotten other family members and friends, and it's been very gratifying to see their success.
Now, prior to Lifestyles, you guys owned some real estate. Is that, do I have that right?
Yes, that is correct. Well, when we first got married, actually, we bought a house that had a basement apartment. And because we knew even back then that was a way to help defer our payments, because I was still going to school. I was in college at the time. But that rental could help pay our payment and make it so that we could buy a house, a place to live in rather than rent. Our parents had both done that, so we grew up in homes that had done that, that they both had basement apartments in their homes. And over the next number of years, as we moved around in the dairy business, we had bought and sold some single-family homes. And we knew there was a path there. We knew that we were successful, but we also realized that we could be more successful.
How many single-family assets did you guys have before you became members of Lifestyles Unlimited?
I think we had about 6.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
So were you able to retire on those 6?
Oh, heavens no. But we learned a lot about the tax benefits and the other things that you get, the pay down, and the principal pay down and the cash flow and everything that would be helpful. We realized that we weren't doing it quite as good as we could, that we needed to change something. We weren't exactly sure what that was until we found Lifestyles.
And we did not have all 6 of them at the same time. That was over the period of years that we would buy and sell a couple at a time. So, yeah.
But you at least were exposed to real estate, and you at least understood that there was something about this real estate that makes it a little bit different than just putting money in your 401k.
Absolutely.
Were those real estate assets paying you cash flow? Were you operating them correctly that way?
They were paying us cash flow, but it's as David Fisher says that investing is a series of steps, and one rental home is not going to pay all your bills, but 20 rental homes will, or 2 rental homes and 20 multifamily investments. I mean, so one deal alone is not going to take care of you completely, but wealth building is a series of steps. And if you follow those steps and continue to build, I think it's Lynn Merle that talked about the snowball effect. As a snowball rolls down the hill, it picks up more snow and it grows bigger and bigger. And that's what happens when you get involved in real estate.
And that's been your experience since becoming members 8 years ago?
That is. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Much faster.
Yeah, we started investing as quick as we could with other people, and probably about a year and a half later, people were talking to us and saying, "Well, when are you going to be a lead?" And we were like, "Well, we're not really planning to be a lead, but we decided to do that because it increased our velocity down the path." But it's always been a great experience, and we just jumped in right from the start, and we went to everything that was available, every training session, every case study, every road trip. We just made sure that our lives were set aside so that we're set up so that we could participate as much as we possibly could and learn and grow.
So how many of those original 6 single-family assets do you still possess today?
We've since bought 2 others. We have 2 single-family homes right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the original ones are all gone. If you hold on to them too long, then it makes it really hard to build your wealth as much as you need to.
Because your return on equity diminishes over time, correct?
Right. Yep, exactly.
Yes.
And what we're actually talking about. See, notice I threw out a term to a fellow Lifestyles Unlimited member, and you guys picked up on it immediately, and we totally lost the audience. What we're talking about is because they've got so much equity in a particular asset, the return that equity provides based on the cash flow may be less than you could get in a different type of investment. So you measure return on equity to determine whether or not your investment is still effective. I mean, how did I do explaining that, guys?
Fabulous.
Oh, fabulous. I got a fabulous out of Allan. Man, this is great. Okay, so at the end of the day, those assets needed to go away because they weren't doing for you what you needed them to do. So you exchanged them for 2 single-family houses and a bunch of multifamily, did you not?
We did.
Yes.
We did. We were on a pretty, we were super savers, and we were the Dave Ramsey mentality of everything was paid off until we learned a different way. And so now we have taken out a second mortgage on our house, and we've liquidated not all of, but most of the 401k as we were needing it to invest. And by the way, we did not have to pay federal income tax because we had a little thing called depreciation that helped offset the gains there. But we have, I think, a total of 60 different passive investments that we've participated in over the last 8 years. We currently have 35 still, I think.
So 35 deals. I mean, that must be difficult going around door to door and collecting all the rent for 35 different apartment communities.
Well, thank goodness we have leads that do that. Somebody else is taking care of that on those deals. The ones that we have that we are the leads on, though, yeah, we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure that we collect the rents and we follow the contracts between ourselves and our residents and teach them that we give them a nice, safe, beautiful place to live, and in turn, they have to pay their rent.
They have to pay their rent? What?
Isn't that a concept?
You obviously don't own real estate in the great state of California, then.
No.
Because in the great state of California, there's a tendency for people to think that they don't have to pay rent, that you landlords just have massive amounts of money that you live off of, and that the real estate is not really a business.
Mm-hmm. That is the truth. And fortunately, there are areas of the country that are, we say landlord friendly, but they're really just business friendly. They understand that if we're going to invest money, that we have to show a profit, and we have to, in order for us to take care of our residents properly, we have to show a profit. If we don't have any money, we can't refurbish the apartments and take care of them the way that they deserve to be taken care of.
See, now you're getting inside the mind of a true investor, somebody that understands that the asset is something that can be diminished. We come back from the break. More with Allan and Laurel. Stick around.
Got questions? Call Lifestyles Unlimited at 855-497-4335. The Real Estate Investor Radio Show continues next.
Lifestyles Unlimited member Lisa on how our educators and mentors share their knowledge.
The whole Lifestyles Unlimited team is just wonderful, and all the people in it is basically copying what I do so you could be successful.
Lifestyles Unlimited. Over 33 years teaching the real estate retirement roadmap. Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for just $297 and save 60%. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007.
Creating the lifestyle you've always wanted. You're hearing Lifestyles Unlimited's Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome back to the second half of the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. My name is Al Gordon. I'm joined by Allan and Laurel, and together we are working on your financial freedom. As we were going to break, we were talking a little bit about their journey. So there's a lot we got to try and pack into this segment, guys. So talk to me a little bit about the journey.
Well, we had to decide that it was okay to have debt, and because there's good debt and there's bad debt. So we did refinance our house and took a chunk of the money that we had there in the equity, and we put it to use. So, we paid, I think our interest payment's about 4%, but we could put that in investments where we could make 20 and 30%. And our parents were both great in that they taught us the value of money and to save it and not be in debt. So I think that training helped put us in a place where we were able to have the money to be able to invest in real estate. We had money that we could invest because, again, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's really been, like we said, the investment snowball for us.
So did you guys start with single family because you had experience with it, or did you jump right into the multifamily experience?
We decided we had the single families, but we decided it wasn't fast enough. So plus we saw the benefits of passive investing. So right after we joined, we did all the education we could, went to everything, and then immediately within 6 weeks, we got into our first passive deal. So we just started doing some passive deals and learning more with the single family so that we would be successful in the single family because we had made some mistakes before. And so we did the single family first, and people kept asking us when we were going to be leads because we went to everything. We were like, we have no interest in that. But then we saw normal people doing it, and we thought, I think we can do this. So it was scary because then we took other people's money, but we invested into a small property as leads and cut our teeth learning the business with Lifestyles help. We could have never done it if we didn't have Lifestyles education and the lifestyle mentors and the operation consultants and all the people that helped us so that we were successful in running that small one of 11 units. So then we could take the next step, and we went to 66 units the next time. Another one was 160 units. And so we could grow, all the way with our investors and with us as leads.
Now, the only form of investing within the Lifestyles Unlimited community that is kind of like having a full-time job is the role of being a lead investor. Did you feel that to be true?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because as passives, the lead has the job. He's the one that finds the property. He puts the deal together. He does running up the property. You give him your money once you vet them and know how they are, and then they run with it, and they make you the money. So it's allowed us to invest. That's why we're in 35 other passive deals. We don't run those. The leads run those.
How many lead deals do you guys currently have active right now?
We have two. We have one that's 150 units and one that's 256 units. And, the 256 unit one is actually going to be on the Masters Tour again this upcoming expo. That's been a great property. We've started to pay cash flow right from the first quarter. And, in fact, we paid out like $1.2 million to our investors since we owned it.
Wow. Say that again, Allan, because that sounded beautiful.
We have paid out over $1.2 million to our investors since we've owned it, and that's only been a year and a half ago.
What kind of rate of return does that translate into for a passive investor in that deal?
So the return right now is about 3%, but that is growing each quarter. So it usually starts out slow in these deals and then grows, and that's always in your pro forma.
What do you project it achieving?
We project that property to achieve about a 6% cash-on-cash return, and then in year 3 or 4, we're going to do a cash-out refinance, and we should be able to return 60 to 80% of everybody's money.
Now you have a lifestyle that a lot of people would clamor to have. I mean, there are people out there that are listening to you going, Well, I'd like to do that. So why don't you share with them a little bit about your current lifestyle and what you're able to do in your current journey?
Well, right now, our kids are spread all over the country. One lives in Florida, one lives in California, one lives in Utah, just outside of Las Vegas, and we have 10 grandkids. And it's important to us that we see them frequently. So we live in Texas, so every month we go to see at least one set all the time. And we've been able to take some great other trips with friends and family that we wouldn't have been able to do before. And we love our house and we love our backyard, and we don't want to move. So we've been able to increase our net worth and we have a steady flow of income so that we don't worry anymore, and we can go see our grandkids and kids whenever we want.
So you like being close to an airport because it gives you the ability to go anywhere you want to go at the drop of a hat, literally, huh?
Correct. Right. We can go for the grandkids' birthdays or a school play or whatever. And the business, we're fortunate enough to have good staff, and our lead deals are all running, pretty smoothly, and we can work anywhere. Just like most people, we can make phone calls and log onto our computers, and we can work anywhere we want and still take care of business and still have income coming in while we are playing.
How do you do that in a place like Fiji? Talk to me about how that works.
That's been kind of a joke that we've always talked about, is that's where we're finally going to retire.
Really?
It won't matter. Yeah. It won't matter how old we are. We can just live on the beach and go out in the water and play, and then come back to our little hut. That's kind of a joke, really, but that is a place that we want to visit. But Laurel said we've been very blessed to be able to travel a little bit. Last year we went to Peru and to the Amazon. This year, we went to Europe on a European river cruise. Plus, then we got to play with our grandkids.
I'm noticing a theme here. I mean, you guys are really connected to these grandkids. This is pretty cool.
They are important to us. That's for sure. We don't want to be the grandparents that see the kids once a year and they barely know who we are. We want to be the grandparents that they love and want to spend time with.
And it helps if you show up once in a while, right?
6 of them. And it helps if you show up once in a while.
Yeah, because that way they get to know who you are. And, I don't know if you guys remember a day and time before we had things like MySpace and Zoom calls and stuff like that. Like when we would try and communicate with our parents or our grandparents, we either had the telephone or we had a little thing called a letter. Remember the letters?
Yeah. We're spoiled with the technology. We have a thing called Marco Polo, where it's like a little video chat thing that goes back and forth, and we're all on it, and probably every day somebody's doing something on that and sharing it with the rest of the family.
Now, as you look back on that meeting that you guys had with your financial planner where he said, hey, you guys are doing great. All you got to do is keep doing what you're doing, put more of them into savings, and you might be able to live to the age of 84. What are your thoughts on that meeting today?
It's still very frustrating. Still very frustrating to think about that, that was their plan for us. And I'm just very grateful that I was listening to the show and that we took action, that we said, okay, he made us mad enough that we decided we needed to make a different plan to be successful.
And I think many people may look at that and just continue to be discouraged and continue to do the things that really didn't help them. What's what do I want to say? The insanity is doing the same thing over and over again that didn't work the first time.
Oh, the definition of insanity.
The definition
right?
of insanity, yeah. The definition of insanity. And I think that's what people do sometimes. But fortunately for us, it was a wake-up call. And it spurred us into taking massive action.
And how are the results feeling today?
Oh, amazing. We make probably 3 times what we used to when I was in the dairy business, and it's virtually tax deferred, and our net worth is 5 times what it was when we started. So it's been amazing.
Hey, when you're
able to help other people, that's another thing.
But it's work. Oh, yeah, and then helping other people, too. Absolutely.
Well, talk to me about that.
Well, we have all these passive investors that have invested their money, and there's a lot of people who, they only have enough money for 1 or 2 investments. So it's a big deal to them, and we want to be able to give them a return on their money that is good as well. So we worry about that. We've gotten all of our kids involved, so now they are all in passive deals. My 2 brothers have gotten involved, and so one of them's actually a lead on his 3rd deal. So we've been able to help other people, and we've gotten several friends in because they've seen how we live, and so they want to do that same thing. So it's been really actually rewarding that we've been able to have other people be successful as well, just because they've kind of seen what we've been able to do.
What would you say to somebody who's listening to our voices right now, who is stuck doing what you guys used to do? What pearls of wisdom would you share with them?
Make some choices in your life that are going to put you on a better trajectory. And for us, Lifestyles was fabulous. And I think for really anybody that's willing to put in the work, that gets involved and does what they need to do and takes some action, you are going to be successful.
Come to the 2-hour presentation and then sign up for the 2-day. You will learn so much. We decided, we knew quite a bit about real estate, but we thought we'll come for 2 days and we will definitely learn something that will be helpful. And it was like drinking from a fire hose. We learned so much, and it was almost like immediately a light bulb went off and said, this is the way. So I would tell people, get online and watch the presentation or come to a case study. Spend 2 hours of your life paying attention to it, and then if you can spend another 2 days taking a 2-day presentation, you will learn so much, and your goals will shift in your mind.
What we learned changed how we thought. The people that we hung out with changed how we thought. So put us on a much better trajectory.
Yeah, you get all this education, and you're surrounded by all these successful people in Lifestyles that are so willing to help you be successful. So when we first started, we thought we'll just get a couple of single families and invest in a couple of passive deals because we don't know anything. And within 4 or 5 months, we thought, oh my goodness, we want to get into more passive deals. Oh, we'll buy some more single families. And we just kept, it snowballed again.
I love that. It's the snowball effect. Hey, we're at the end of the show. I want to thank you guys for being on with me. I know people learned a lot from you. And if you want to do what they're doing, you want to do what I'm doing, go to lifestylesunlimited.com, sign up for that free workshop, and let's get you going.
The information and opinions you hear on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers. The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.